do that. And that will turn the sound back on. It's something I should have done. And let's adjust the height. Because surely I wouldn't have done this and forgotten about it. That would have been really, really bad. Which I did. I think, yeah, I did. I did do that. That's perfect. And it's Ragabash. Good. I just need to make sure that this actually focuses where I need it to focus. And it's not doing that. I may have to set that to auto. Okay. Oh, perfect. There we go. I think that fixes it. Maybe. Maybe not. I can't be sure. Yes. Ah, well, I mean, that's better. Kind of. And it sort of allows me to, kind of slouch. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. And not at all amateur hour. I really should have thought about that before I did any of this, but we'll just do it live because that's how we normally do everything. That's how most of my videos are shot. It's just me doing an entire scene and going, oh wait, I forgot to do everything. So, that sucks. Let's see. Why now I have a D&D session run. I'm going to miss the live stream now. I'm sorry, Jax. But it's, you get to go play D&D. That's kind of cool, I guess, right? So, that's good. Kind of. I should have probably turned on autofocus, but autofocus makes the camera really jittery. So, I either have one thing or another. And I think I can read everything. I think I can see everything. So I believe we can start. Fantastic. Right. So it's just about AC. And we're gonna start prepping for AC fairly soon. We got a lot of people coming up, and a lot of people are driving up with me, and mostly a lot of the prep work is just getting my suits out and getting everything clean. I actually just cleaned my paws. Got that done last night sometime. So that was useful. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to dry out, especially because I tend to, when I wash my paws in the washing machine, I wash it on delicate, I use OxyClean, and I put it in a delicates bag to make sure nothing goes wrong. And then after that, I put it on top of basically a big box fan to help that dry out, because I don't really trust my dryer to stay on cool and not ruin my expensive parts, basically, right? So I've gotten most of everything kind of cleaned up. I'm still working on switches, paws, and things, getting those cleaned up and getting those ready. But most everything else, I've got vacuum seal bags for everything. So I've got everything. I can put everything in and reduce the volume so that we can hopefully squeeze everything into the car we're taking up to Pittsburgh. Now, I may or may not do some sort of live at the con kind of thing for you guys. Not really certain yet. That really depends on whether or not you guys actually want to see that. It's really all up to you, right? I imagine this particular stream is actually going to last about 2 hours or so. So, you know, I'm probably going to end up having to rewash the inside of the head again, because it's a bit warm in here. But anyway, I've been kind of like trying to get everything ready for this for I think it's been about 3 months or so, trying to get everyone that's going ready, and trying to get everyone kind of comfortable with what they have to do, what they have to bring, because we got one person who's coming who has really never done a FurCon before. So they're, you know, calling me occasionally and asking me, hey, did I forget something? Is this really everything? You know, I feel like I should have more, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, are any of you guys going to be going to AC? Perhaps? Maybe? Anything? What are you looking forward to about AC? Really, it's just seeing friends and kind of going fursuiting, showing off a little bit, being kind of an attention whore, you know, a little bit of everything. Yeah. And my phone going off constantly. Anyway, so mostly AC was my first real, I guess, big convention that I did. Is also the first convention I had my full suit at, which Lemon Brat was really nice, and they brought it to me there, so they like hand delivered it there, like really short notice, like made all the modifications I wanted to it, which it didn't fit quite right, but they were happy to take it back and fix that. And they didn't charge me anything for that either, so that's pretty cool. What does that say? A lot of people just saying, same, I wish I could go. Yeah, I wish you guys could go as well. You know, the more people there, the better, obviously. And we're just trying to, like, get as many people to come as possible, obviously. But AC doesn't really need a whole lot of help because, you know, I think it's the second largest now. MFF took the title last year or the year before that. And, you know, they don't seem too displeased by not being the largest. At least Uncle Kage doesn't really seem to be displeased. But anyway, speaking of displeasure, or rather, actually, speaking of things that kind of make you happy, some more of my neighbors were arrested yesterday. I believe there were about 7 7 or 8 cop cars at my neighbor's house at, I think, 7:30 in the morning, and just dragging people off to jail. So maybe the problem's fixed. Maybe it's not. They're probably still cooking meth, though. So I just wait for the house next to me to just explode. And that's just what you do. Or apparently that's what I do. Let's see. Anything else that's been fascinating that's been happening? Like I got to go to Knoxville Pride. That was kind of cool. I didn't bring my suit because I wasn't doing the parade and it was supposed to rain. But I did get to go. It was a lot of fun. Got to meet and hang out with some fairly interesting individuals. A lot of my friends were there, so like, got to see a lot of people and talk to a lot of people and made some really interesting contacts. Some people that I believe in the that do roller derby, and they invited me to go out and skate with them. I invited them to come out to the ice and skate with me. Apparently, they already do that, which is cool. So if I don't die, hopefully, if I haven't lost my card, I'm going to be able to go out and skate with those guys. So you probably should, hopefully I don't die because, good God, I can ice skate, but roller skating I'm really bad at. Like really, really bad at. Like I don't understand how it works. Let's see. What did someone say? Someone just said salut. Okay. Drew the Do. Hi, Do. How are you? You doing okay? Ragabash, you should really start a roller derby tournament, a furry roller derby tournament. No! None of us are really coordinated individuals, and roller derby just seems like a really good way to like hurt a lot of, good people, I guess. Let's see. A tad more thought. I have a channel on Telegram full of quotes if you're interested. Oh, well, that'd be kind of cool. You're welcome to send any and all quotes that you might want me to say, or, just for my consideration or whatever. You're welcome to send those to my Twitter or through my Telegram. Everything should pretty much be linked and is pretty much the same. It should be at Switch, SWITCH 404. And if you want to send stuff to me, you're welcome to. Just don't make it lewd. Like, it's weird when people do that. It's weird when people do everything, but it's weird when people do that. Anyway, I've got a few topics that we could kind of talk about and, kind of go through. One of them that I kind of wanted to discuss, and it's something that's kind of like prominent in our community, and and that's like speaking your mind, like, and how that can like ultimately land you in hot water if like what you speak isn't what the group thinks is correct, or rather, it's not a very popular opinion, and how that can go like horrifically wrong for you. Like, you can say whatever you want. Especially in the US, we have freedom of speech. You're allowed to say whatever you want. It protects your right to say whatever you want. However, you are not free from consequences of what you say. Let's see. What is that? Oh, okay. Want to make sure I'm not like missing something in chat. I've been told I miss a lot of things in chat because I get kind of focused on what I'm doing here. Anyway, so for the furry fandom in general, if you speak about something and you don't have the right opinion, you're going to be ostracized. Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, every single time. It will happen. I've seen it happen. It will happen over and over again. And that's because we have a lot of groupthink in the furry fandom. We have a lot of people that effectively, if they don't like what you have to say, they'll blackball you for the entire fandom. They will label you as a dissident, and you will be what is it? Like social non grata. It's just like you won't be able to go to conventions. You won't be able to do anything. Your online presence. Oh God, dying. Your online presence will be shot completely. Like, there's nothing you'll be able to do about it. Oh, let's see. What is this? A tad more thought. Groupthink is bad. Yes, groupthink is very bad. And it's even worse when individuals that are a little bit too up on their high horse are also in charge of conventions. And when those people become board members and they start saying things and doing things that sort of is in the best interest of what they think is right and not what the general public thinks is right, then you sort of end up with like we're also very welcoming, except if you don't agree with us. And then if you don't agree with us, we can't just live and let live. We have to throw you out on your face. And this isn't talking about like when someone does something that's illegal or wrong. If you do something that's illegal or wrong, then yeah, get the fuck out, Just go. But otherwise, if you are looking at it from a perspective of, well, I just don't particularly agree with you on like which Democratic nominee should be we should be throwing our support behind. You can be completely a social pariah if you make the wrong choice there. So that's why a lot of people use very, very safe language. They don't they're very, very hypersensitive to being offended by something or offending someone, because especially if that person has more subs than you or that person has more followers than you on Twitter, because then their army will just come and crush you, because that's how that works. They have more followers. Those followers are going to basically look at the situation and go, well, I like this person and I don't really know this person, and it doesn't really matter what this person is saying and whether or not it's true. What I do know is that I follow this person and I don't follow that person. And that is what happens. We have people like that. We have people like that that are competing in effectively like this realm of seeing who can be the most offended by something. Like, instead of trying to bring everyone together, they just spend time tearing people apart. And if you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't even have to agree with me. It's fine. But what I'm saying about this is true. Let's see some of the comments on that. Let's see. Spork. Also, there seems to be a strong lack of fact checking in the fandom and in society in general, and definitely in the fandom. Yeah, we don't really fact check. We just take popular opinion and go like, yeah, that must be true. I've not done any research, but this popular person says it's true, so it must be true, right? Like, I shouldn't bother looking into it myself, because if I had to look into it myself, I might actually have to think for myself, and I don't really want to do that. I just want to sit and let other people think for me. Like, don't do that. Don't be one of those people. I mean, like, it's all of the people I have met in this fandom have been some of the most brilliant and resourceful people I have ever met. So you have zero excuse not to think for yourself. I know you can do it because I've seen what you were able to create, and it's just absolutely a masterpiece. Let's see. Drew, hi from Australia. Hi, Australia, or at least Drew Shep from Australia. Hi. Let's see. Let's see. Happy, healthy horse riding family. What would God think of this? And not trying to be rude. I'm just curious. What would God think of this? I don't like God. I tell you what. Let's ask God what he thinks. God, what do you think of all of this? Oh, look! Still utter silence. Let's see. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as God is concerned, like I've never met the guy. Never met the guy, not once. I have a standing invitation for any deity to come spend 5 minutes with me at any time that they want to. I will ask for nothing. I just want to have a conversation. Yep. That's basically it. I have asked about this. I didn't actually intend on talking about religion, but since you brought it up, I'm more than happy to discuss religion as a whole. I have a standing invitation. Any deity that wants to talk to me, 5 minutes, right here, anytime, just let me know. But I've yet to be taken up on that. What is this? I'm not entirely certain who happy, healthy horse riding family are. Are you a city slicker or can you ride a horse? I have ridden horses before. I don't really know what this is about anymore. Yeah, I can ride horses. Not exceptionally well, but I have ridden horses before. I'm all right with them. Let's see. Which deity would you most like to talk to? I think maybe like I don't know, like maybe Odin. I'd probably like to talk to Odin. Odin is like, he's like the All Father, and he also had like all the wisdom, and like, he was god of war, but he was also god of knowledge and magic and all kinds of things. And I'd spend 5 minutes with Odin. That'd be no problem. I'll spend that 5 minutes with Odin. I keep doing this, like that's new. 5, yeah. Like 5 minutes with Odin. I'd spend 5 minutes with Odin. I mean, shit, I'd spend 5 minutes with Odin Wolf, but I don't really know the guy. Let's see. Happy horse riding family. Congratulations, you passed the test. I have no idea what test that was, but okay. But yeah. What deity are? What deity is everyone's favorite deity. Like in chat, like there's 10 of you, so I mean, we could do a poll, I guess. I would love to talk to Anubis. Oh, okay, cool. God is the only deity. Which god is that? Like, which god in general are you talking about? New podcast deities, D&D and DDR. 5 minutes with Odin sounds like it's a short weekly podcast of some sort. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if anyone knows Odin Wolf, tell him I'll do a 5 minutes with Odin podcast with him or something. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I've never met the guy. As a furry, what do you think of the old Egyptian gods and the animal heads? The animal head of Anubis. Given that anthropomorphic art is one of the first types of art, and it's also ubiquitous in humanity, I'd have to say that it's no wonder that that kind of got mixed into a like deific religious type thing. People have been doing that since we lived in caves and things, and were nomadic and all kinds of things. So we as a species have always had a fascination with the sort of animal human hybrid. It's always been that way, and I find that equally fascinating. It's a fantastic study for sociological concepts of like why groups of people gravitate towards animals, and why hybrids of animals and humans tend to show up in literature and in artwork time and time again, like decade after decade. Let's see. Happy, healthy horse riding family. How are you an animal? I am 45 and have never seen anything like this. Well, I can't help you with that. I don't really know who you are. And, but every person on this planet is part of the like genus and species. We are part of the like mammal species. We are animals. All of us are animals. For one thing or another. Like if you didn't know that, I'm terribly sorry. I guess. But I hate to break it to you, but we're all animals. Let's see. Undertakers. I would also love to talk to the Grim Reaper. I mean, I don't really know if the Grim Reaper is like an actuality, like a deific figure. I know that we have pretty much deified death to that extent, so I suppose that's probably true. Let's see. But yeah, I'm always up for new ideas for podcasts and new ideas for live streams, new ideas for videos. If you guys have anything that you want me to talk about, I'll be happy to talk about that. I'll be happy to talk about religion. I'll be happy to talk about sociological things. Like I could do that all day. Let's see. My son is a furry, and I'm trying to figure out what this is. Oh, okay. Well, the whole furry fandom is basically people that like anthropomorphic art. Anthropomorphic means like animals or other things that have human-like qualities, like the ability to speak, walk on two legs sometimes, or show human-like emotions. That's effectively it. Everything past that is your own personal interest. Let's see. I'm Traps. I also want to get to know. I cannot begin to see that or read that. Nope, I'm not going to try. Sorry about that. Spin, if you could be any flavor of Jell-O, what would it be and why? I don't know. Cherry, because I really like cherry Jell-O. Like all other forms of Jell-O are, I guess, inferior to cherry Jell-O. So I'm gonna go with that. Happy horse riding family. This is a whole different world nowadays. Why are you talking in all caps? Are you yelling at us? Is that it? There is a cap locks button on the left side of your keyboard, I believe. Please press it. You don't need to talk in all caps. Okay, that's. I'm sure you know where the caps lock is. No, you're not. You're not confused. You know where it is. This has been fun. Uh, right. Yeah. On this episode, Spin entertains the troll. Yeah, pretty much. Of course, the guy's a troll. Like, I mean, it's fun and it makes for good content. So, thanks for that. Let's see, Spin, how's the diet going? Well, it was going great until I was just like, you know what? I want all of the cake. But I'm back on that, and it seems to be working just fine. It seems that like carbs are pretty much my enemy. They might not be yours, but they're definitely mine. Let's see. Doesn't have my tail. Looks like I do. Oh no, I don't. Okay. Let's see. And this kind of brings me to another talking point, which is sort of like, winning at any cost. Like, we have a tendency to do that too in the fandom. Is we don't care what it hurts. Like, so long as we win the argument, that's what's important. And I feel like that does a lot more damage. I mean, have you ever won a argument with a member of your family, like your mom or your dad or someone, and it ended up costing you more than it did if you just kind of like didn't bother arguing with them in the first place? It's like arguing with a street preacher. All you do is sort of waste your time. I am Traps. Pizza. I love pizza. I just can't really have pizza right now. Uh, a tad more thought. Cheesecake is best cake. I like all forms of cake equally. So I'm sort of like, if you have cake for me, I will take cake. Let's see. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. So let's continue on with that, because when you're talking to someone that's not likely to move their position, or even if they do, ultimately they'll just use it as a means to, like, sort of punish you for that. Like, it might not be worth it, especially if you're not going to change their minds. Like, you could win the argument and still end up losing them as a person. Like, you won't be able to, like, convince them to change their mind or alter their beliefs, you will just have backed them into a corner and they're going to go off, they're going to be mad, and it won't have changed anything. Let's see. Let's see. Is everyone... Right. Happy horse riding, family. Yeah, I really have no idea who you are. I don't know if you're trying to actually have a legit conversation or you're just a troll. So we pretty much just kind of assume people are just trolls about things. And, you know, if you're being legit, then the information I gave you is definitely true. If you're not, well, you know, I don't have a whole lot of time to mess with people that are just kind of trolling the chat, and I will just kind of let the chat kind of police itself on that regard. Just how that's going to happen, because I don't have someone that's policing the chat for me. So, like, yeah, some people might be saying mean things about you in chat, but I mean, in general, like, if you're like 45 years old, you should know that people say mean things about you all the time. Like, people say mean things about me all the time. I just don't let it bother me. Like, I don't know those people. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if someone likes me or not. Not really. Like, I have my friends, and my friends like me, and that's really all that matters. And that's really all that should matter to you. Let's see. Let's see. Hi, Spin. I love your videos and your quirky attitude. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Subculentals? Subculentals? I think. I think I'm saying that right. I may be saying that really wrong. Undertaker. I like you, Spin. You're so cool. I don't know about cool, but thanks anyway. Let's see. Let's see. We've done speaking your mind. We've done winning a debate at any cost. One thing you guys are going to encounter when you do debate someone or talk to someone, especially someone who is just basically professionally offended at all times, is they will constantly move the goalpost. If you bring out facts, if you bring out statistics, their immediate go-to is like, oh, well, these statistics aren't from my special place, so those statistics aren't valid. It's just like they want to argue about like where data comes from, but when you argue where their data comes from, well, their data comes from the best place and only the best place. So, you know, you can't talk about that. We can't talk about their data, but any data that sort of shatters their worldview is probably I don't know. It's probably done by someone who wasn't qualified, or the sample size wasn't big enough, or any number of other things to discredit the statistics, because the statistics themselves, you know, just sort of don't line up with what a lot of people say. So again, it goes back to like fact checking, and it goes back to like thinking for yourself and being an individual and not being one of the collective. So moving the goalpost is something that happens a lot. You know, I mean, sometimes it happens more often than others. Just as an aside as well, after I get done with all of this live streaming for you guys, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be starting the process of redesigning how my videos are shot and how I do my videos. So if there's anything in particular you guys want me to talk about, now would be a really, really good time for you to tell me. Also, if you didn't know, do have a we do have a Discord chat. It is through Patreon, but it is on there. I think I might have to redesign how Patreon does that because I would like more people to have access to that, not less. That way, you guys can spend some time chatting with me, kind of one on one, or in a group or whatever. Let's see, what's this? I am Traps says, I love that vid when you collabed with Artemis Wishfoot. Your humor was so dark. I loved it. I've done a few collabs with Artemis, so I'm not sure which one it is, but yeah, I have a tendency to do that. Let's see here. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish the live stream without my head on, so that I can talk to you guys a little bit easier. Because it is getting really hot in here, and our AC isn't really working the best. So I'm gonna have to dehead. So if you'll excuse me for just 1 second, I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, let's change the focal lengths on that just a little bit so that we have, yes, a better focal length here, which will be better for this. Okay. All right, Jax. We'll see you later. Enjoy your D&D session. As far as I think, let's see. Spork was saying to put the chat on a large screen. I have it on a 55-inch, and it doesn't really work any better. It gives me what I need, but it doesn't work any better. Let's see. Who made your fursuit? I'm just wondering because I love the style and honestly thinking I should get my persona made into a suit. Okay. I used for spin. I used Lemon Brat, and for Switch, I used New Creations. Lemon Brat is really excellent to work with. So is New Creations. You do kind of have to hammer them a little bit, but they do get there. Let's see. Let's see here. I like your furry drawing. That is was a gift. It's very, very nice. Let's see, Daniel C. If your life was a movie, who would you cast as you? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Eddie Izzard. Mainly because I just like watching his stuff. Not for any particular reason. Also, he's funnier than me. So he would make me sound funnier than I actually am. Let's see. Let's see. Sudden jarring voice change as well. Yeah, I know. Let's see. The clear casting choice is Rowan Atkinson. Maybe.
I don't know. I think the life advice for furries that had Chanel in it. Yeah, that one was a good one. That was actually the first video I ever did as Spin. Before I even had a channel, I did that one. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. Oh God, it's so very very hot. I need to see what's wrong with our AC because it's like that's. I was able to last about 45 minutes, and I was just wanted water and to cool down for a minute. But so I was going to talk about how we're going to be restructuring the channel a little bit and how we're going to be kind of changing some things. I'm going to. I got some really good advice from from a guy that's like was really cool enough to take the time to watch some of my videos and kind of show me some things that I might be doing that I could be doing a little better. And one of the things that was saying is I need to I need to be a little bit quicker with my points, and I need to also change my camera angles so that I have alternate points of view and show you guys different scenes in different parts of the house, and all kinds of things like that. And I kind of want to do that because I think that that's going to increase viewer retention, obviously, which is nice, but it's also going to be far more entertaining for you guys. And that's sort of the point, is I want to be more entertaining for you guys. I want you guys to enjoy what I do, but also I want it to keep very authentic to like the type of content that I want to make. But still, I want to put out for you guys something that you guys are going to want to watch, and it's not going to be kind of stilted or boring, or otherwise it's not going to be something that you're going to need to like fast forward through, or to get to the points. Like I need to hit my points a little faster, I need to change my music up, and I need to change my opening sequences. All of those things have to change. It's not only to be kind of competitive in that regard as far as YouTube goes, to make sure that your click-through rate is good, and make sure that my everything is good and better for you guys, but also to increase the quality of the videos, to work a little harder on them so that they're a little funnier, they're a little bit more engaging, and you guys get something for bothering to click on my videos. And that's important to me because you guys have shown me a lot of support. So I want to show you guys the same sort of respect back. And that's something that's going to take some time for me to do. And some of the videos, like I might have to reschedule when the videos launch. Like instead of on Saturday, I might have to push it to Sunday, or maybe we'll do a Friday release. I'm not entirely certain yet, but it is something that we're working to push forward through, because it's a lot of work to make these videos. Especially the roommate videos, because there's a lot of scripting that's involved. It's getting people off work in time to like help me with this stuff. Because when you're doing it as an individual and you're writing dialogue for two characters, and you're trying to, not only are we writing dialogue that we're trying to find something that's amusing for you guys, but we're also trying to like push forward a point so that you guys kind of learn something as well. So it's not just sort of like, Spin hits switch with a wiffle ball bat for like, for 15 minutes. Like funny, but there's not a whole lot of point to it. So like, that's why when you guys say stuff, when you guys participate in the chat, when you guys give me any type of feedback, I take that to heart. Like I don't just disregard it. I'm not, just going to push it off to one side. When you guys tell me something like, hey, this might be a cool idea, or like Potato King offers up like a bunch of words to leave you with, like I'll take those and I'll write those down, or I'll keep that message and be like, hey, this was really cool. Like I like this one. Like, I'm going to hold on to that one, or I'm going to put this one to one side. Like those kind of things. I don't take that for granted that you guys just do that and it's whatever. Let's see. Spork, I figured Spin would prefer Florentine to single. No, I prefer single. But yeah. But that's why it's really important that you guys kind of give your feedback, because it actually changes the channel. It has a real impact. Like, it really does. It's not just nonsense. It's not just something that it's whatever. Let's see. Undertaker, Will Spin, thank you for all the hard work you put into the videos. You're more than welcome. I just hope that I can live up to whatever it is that you guys, whatever standards you guys might want me to live up to. I really also enjoy meeting you guys when I can at conventions and things. So by all means, come up, say hi. I'll be at AC this year. Also probably at MFF as well. So if you see me there, come say hi. In or out of the suit, it's fine. Just look for someone who looks vaguely like me and come up and say hi. But I'm going to try to do a few more conventions as well. But the vast majority of things that I like to speak about with you guys is like things that interest me and all the rest of that. But the restructuring of the channel will be just that. But that's pretty much the business that I wanted to kind of attend to with you guys, and kind of like, meet with you guys, like effectively like you're my board of directors, and so like I'm just asking you guys what you guys like, what you guys want to talk about. Aside from that, I try not to go into religion. I try not to go into politics. I try not to go into those things, but it's almost impossible for me not to. And like we started talking about religion, we started talking about God, and I'm happy to continue that discussion, because I have my own personal opinions on it. As I find I find that most people like the idea of a God, because it means that they're not responsible, and it takes that responsibility off of them. And it's like, well, someone else is in control, so I don't have to worry so much. And then some people see it as like a means of hope, is just because someone's dead, they're not gone forever, you'll see them again, that kind of thing. And as painful as it is to strip that away from someone, and kind of remove that hope from them, sometimes it's important to like talk about those things and see kind of like, well, why do you believe this? Like, is it really like, do you honestly think that that's real? Like, that's a really interesting notion to me. And also like the group mentality that you get from that. Like, you get a lot of individuals that that is their only method of counseling, is through that. But that group also changes their opinions. It also it's also just groupthink. It's all over again, just groupthink. Anytime we get into a group as human beings, we just we tend to focus in and say like, oh well, what these people are saying makes sense to me, and I like all these people, so it must be true, right? So like, you get into these echo chambers, and then your opinions are validated over and over again, and anyone who doesn't validate your opinions is shot down immediately. Like, the ideas aren't even explored. Like, the thought isn't even explored. It's not rationality at that point. You're not exploring the ideas. What you're doing is you are you are taking those ideas and you're throwing them aside before you even look at them, and that's being stupid on purpose. Like you're ignorant to what they're saying, but what they're saying goes against what you believe, so it must be wrong immediately. Is what most people say, and that's a problem. I'm Traps. You are a very down to earth guy. It's cool. I try to be. Undertaker. As far as religion is concerned, I think we'll find out who's right and who's wrong when we die. Yes, yes, we will. We will definitely find out who's right and who is wrong when we die. I certainly hope that for some people, I hope that they receive what it is that they were looking for. But ultimately, nothing has ever convinced me that there is any type of deity or anything out there. I've not seen it. I've not seen evidence of it. I've not seen anything that I couldn't explain. I'm Traps. All right. I'm going to be on my way. It's 1 a.m. here. All right, Traps. You enjoy yourself. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't, like, subscribe, hit the bell, share, do things that give me fake internet points because I deserve them. Let's see. But last time I did this, I was talking about demisexuality, and I had an individual who said that I didn't cover it very well, or maybe didn't cover it enough. And I'm thinking about doing an entire video just on that, because I want to I want to make sure that I cover things precisely. Unfortunately, like, as far as demisexuality goes, like, you can pretty much cover that particular aspect of asexuality in about 10 minutes. It's not difficult. It really isn't. But for someone who's trying to look for answers, I can see how that would be frustrating. And I'm not trying to frustrate people. I'm trying to give them information the best way I know how. And yeah, we got on we got off on a rant, which was super fun. I actually really enjoy ranting about things that really upset me. But let's. But I think I think as a whole, like, I try not to rant too much because I don't think it's good for me. But I really enjoy talking with you guys as much as I possibly can. I know that not everyone can get off to see these things or whatever, but I like exploring concepts with you guys as best I can. So, but we got time left. So if you guys want me to kind of rant over something or talk about something, then I will be happy to rant over some things that have recently happened that I thought was kind of messed up. Let's see. Spork Spin, in terms of that comment about Demi not being covered, maybe it would be worthwhile starting what the scope of the video is, or if some things are outside of the scope for future videos. As far as the video is concerned, as far as the scope of the video that I may or may not do about that, what I would be doing is I would be taking covering basically asexuality as a whole. So I'd be covering that as a whole, and then we're going to focus down onto one aspect of asexuality, not all of them, but only one, and we will be focusing down on demisexuality and how it relates to asexuality, and on and on from there. so it's a little harder to do that. Spork, I have always had a problem with time limits versus detail level, tending to go into too much detail for a scope of what I'm presenting, talking, whatever else. Yeah, that is the problem. Is like I tend to try to make my videos about 10 minutes long, 10 to 15 minutes roughly, around in that area. Sometimes that hits the mark. Sometimes it goes over. Sometimes it goes under. All of the rest of that. But the problem with speaking about something like this is this concept is something that it's hard for me to quantify it as something that to really talk about, because it's just how I am. So it's just how I do things. It's how I see the world. So it seems so apparent to me that it doesn't seem like it needs much explanation. And that's my fault for not seeing it for what it is and seeing it as something that might need a little bit more explanation. It might need me to kind of carry it across and go like, okay, well, this is what it is, but also here's what it's not, so that you can kind of eliminate what it's not so that you can get a better picture of what it is. And that's something that's important as well. Um, let's see. I get what you're saying. I guess what I mean with the scope thing is thing would be to acknowledge that you aren't covering everything, and in a more broad video, and mentioning that you are planning on a more detailed video in the future. Yes, I could do it that way as well. I could bring everything together and say like these are all of the sexualities, and this is the one that I prescribe to. This is the one that I am. And more importantly, down to here is exactly what I am. So everything kind of flows down to a point, and I can talk about that point, but it's very difficult for me to talk about things that I'm not, or I don't have a good grasp on. So to talk about, so like if I was going to talk about trans issues, like talking about like being trans in general, I would need one of my friends that's trans to be here to talk to them about it, because I can't tell you all of that stuff. And I can give you medical information. I can give you the American Psychological Foundation's breakdown of it, but it won't tell you how that feels. And only they can do that. And I'm not them, so I can't talk about that. Um, that's why I'm only really wanting to focus on Demi, because that's what I can tell you how that feels. And for me, it seems normal because that's what my normal is. And normality is just a societal construct. Like when people say that we're not normal, or that furries aren't normal, or whatever else, it's just like in our culture we are. In the furry fandom, we're like fursuiting and all the rest of this, and that's very normal for us because we see that a lot. Like we might think it's awesome and really cool, but for us, we would consider that normal behavior. Outside of the fandom, that would be considered not normal behavior, and that breaks down your society, and it also breaks down the microcosm inside of a society. So, like the furry culture is a microcosm inside of like the convention cultures as a whole, or the fandom cultures as a whole. And the fandom cultures as a whole is a microcosm of the of our general society and the things that spawn that. And like our general society is yet another microcosm of the world's society. And and their norms and things like that are all down to the societies that you live in. So societies dictate what is normal, what is not. And your society is constantly evolving, constantly changing. People look at societies as a static representation of a non-static event. They look at them as these non-changing monolithic plinths that have been etched onto it. Certain rules. It's just like, if you're a guy, then you will like beer and football, and you will like going to the game, and you will work a 9-to-5 job, and you will be the breadwinner and all the rest of that. And it's not that. It's not that. It's not anything like that. Your society is this like constantly evolving, ever-changing thing. And the great thing about it is that you are very much a part of that change. Everyone here, everyone that's in this chat, and everyone that's not in this chat is a part of that change, and you directly impact it by your thoughts and opinions and the way you voice them. Everything that you say is important. Everything that you do is important. So remember, when you make those changes, it does impact society, and it impacts you. It impacts what you think and how you think. So that's why it's so very, very important that you pay attention to the things that are going on around you. It's so very important that you think for yourselves. It's so very important that you don't fall to groupthink. It's so very important that you recognize when you're in an echo chamber. It's so very important that you recognize when the people around you aren't good people. It's really important that you do this. It's because your actions have real consequences. They might not have them right now, but they sure as hell will have them in the future. Like, they really affect it. It might not be to this grandiose scale that you might imagine or want it to be. But if enough people start thinking and acting the way that you want them to act, whether that's for good or evil, then you change society, for better or worse. All you have to do is be charismatic enough to do it. If you think about the Nazi regime, Hitler was very charismatic, and he changed exactly how the society operated. And look what happened. So please think for yourselves. Don't let other people's opinions sway your own. If they're your friends, and Ragabash, spin 2020, absolutely not. That wouldn't go well. That wouldn't go well at all. I'm not. I wouldn't be a good politician. Plus, I'd spend most of my time at conventions and things, and not actually doing real work. Although, maybe you guys could use 4 years of a break from me at conventions. You might want that. But you wouldn't want 4 years. You wouldn't want 4 years of me. Let's see. Eternal Floof. It's difficult to be honest and a politician. Yes, yes, it is. It's very difficult to be honest and a politician. It's very difficult to be honest in anything. I'm keeping my paws on because they're comfortable. But it's very difficult to be honest and be friends with people. Sometimes you have to alter your opinions and change things about yourself because your friends just won't accept one part or another. And that's why I said for you guys to pay attention. That's why I suggested that you guys pay attention to like everything that's going on around you. That's why I suggested that you guys pay attention to like whether or not you're in an echo chamber, because it can go really badly for you. Let's see. Spork, I think he would end up murdering someone if he went for political office. It's entirely possible. I'm not someone. This is. Admittedly, that person would likely deserve it. It's possible. I would put that in the plus column. Oh, okay. That's That's dangerous. Yeah. Please do not write me in as a politician. First and foremost, we do not have nearly enough votes for that. Also, there's already enough candidates that are vying for the presidency as is. Like one more isn't going to be effective at all. Maybe sometime in the future. Also, I'm not old enough to run for office. I'm not 35. I think you have to be 35. I'm not 35, so I can't even take office. I would have to I'd have to be doing it for a while, but I wouldn't want to be a career politician anyway. Those guys are terrible. They really are. Like we need some serious term limits on Congress. Like that'd be great. Let's see. Ragabash. I'm kind of surprised none of them are pandering to the furry fandom yet. I am surprised that's the case as well. Um, you know, we need a furry in the White House. We do not need a furry in the White House. We don't need we don't need who's there currently in the White House again. But that's just how I personally feel about it. Let's see. But as a whole, oh hey Gotham. And say hi to the camera. Is that what you're doing? All right. Okay. We have a husky that has a tendency to want to get up on things and do things. But anyway, yeah. So that kind of derailed me pretty hard there. But yes. Let's see. Also, there have been politicians in office that were outed as being furry and then forced to resign. That's likely why none have pandered to pandas. Oh, I see. Good pun. Let's see. I honestly think that if I was going to run, I would not hide this kind of thing. Like first and foremost, I would be very very open about this because why wouldn't you be? I mean, like it's like hiding that you like basketball. It's stupid. Like, I mean, not really my thing. But like I'm sure somebody likes basketball. Let's see. Anyway, there's a few things that happened. Let's see. Daniel C, what was the last thing that made you laugh? God, I don't know. I have a tendency to laugh at stupid things all the time. Like when someone like, I guess when someone thinks that they're being super clever and trolling people when really it's like just it's not working, and it's like that's kind of funny. But normally I just am just looking through memes and things like that. That's normally what makes me laugh is like really stupid puns, like really stupid puns. Uh like I have a poster that I haven't framed yet. It's going to go on the wall somewhere, and it says "Prepare for the alpacalypse," and it's just got like four alpacas, and I remember laughing way too hard at that and immediately buying it because why wouldn't you? And so I've got it. It's actually sitting on a shelf over there right now I until I can get it framed and put up on the wall somewhere in my room. Here, I don't know where to put it because I'm running out of wall space for things. I'm gonna have to move the Anticon flag, but maybe over there. I did get a Demi flag, and I want to put that up somewhere. I don't know where yet. I've got a lot of things to put on the walls. That's like I'm starting to like have to look around at my walls and go like, oh God, where am I going to put this? And I think some very very nice individual sent me some fan art at some point. I don't know. I haven't got it yet, but they told me they sent it. And when I get that, I'm gonna put that like right there or something, so it's like always in the video or whatever. Just when someone sends me something, I'm always just like insanely proud of it. And that's something I really like. And something that really works for me is when you guys send me something, I'm like, oh my God, someone actually bothered to make me something. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm always very very proud of it. But let's see. Sport, some councilman. Oh yeah, I remember the guy that had to resign. That was pretty bad. Eternal Floof, in your last video, I'm a failure. You mentioned a failed motorcycle channel. You still ride? Yes, I still ride. I still actually I found my old vlogging setup, which is like it was a GoPro and like a like a road mic just right there, and it was really interesting. Um, I, I still ride, and I still really like to ride. I'm actually probably going to go on a ride tonight. Come to think of it, but I have a 675R Daytona Triumph. It is my absolute favorite. It's like a weird mid, like 3-stroke engine. Sounds super cool. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Undertaker spin. Can you ride in fursuit? Absolutely not. I will not ride my bike in fursuit. That will not happen. First and foremost, if when I fall, I wouldn't have any real protection and I would get seriously hurt. Second, I would ruin my fursuit, even if I didn't crash, because I would get oil all over it. And most of my fursuits are white, and it's going to show every bit of grime. So no, that will never be a thing. I'm never doing anything like that. Something else that I do, just put ears on your helmet. I could do that or get a custom helmet that's painted sort of like Spin or Switch or whatever, and I could do that. Something else I really like doing, that I've thought about doing kind of more of, is I really like going out and shooting. Like I really like guns a lot. I have a carry license, all the rest of that, but I really really like I really like going out and shooting. I like the competitive nature of it. I like getting good at that. There's something about hitting a target at great distance that just brings overwhelming joy to me. Um, you know, yeah, America. But like, there's something about it that I really, really love doing. And you need a gun rack on your Triumph. No, I'm not ruining my Triumph like that. Uh, but I have a number of firearms. One of my favorites is my 338 Lapua. It's a fantastic distance rifle, effective, well out past 1,000 yards, I believe 2,000 yards. It's more than you're more than capable of hitting targets at an effective range at that. Um, let's see, Spork. We should go shoot trap or skeet sometime if you know anywhere that with that kind of range that would allow a Sega 12. I don't know about Sega 12, man. They might not like that. Let's see. Let's see. Spin. Love to see a video of you talking about your guns. Well, we're doing it right now, so hopefully this works out well for you. I could do a more in depth thing about guns and things, but it really wouldn't be furry. Like, not really. Like it would only be like tangentially related. I know that there's people in the fandom that don't like guns. They some of them believe we shouldn't have guns, and or whatever, and they're welcome to their opinions. I mean, I'm not gonna hate them for it. It's just that, like, I was born and raised in the South. Guns are part of our culture. Guns are part of American culture, and yeah, there's some problems with things, and I'll freely admit that there are. But as far as my my liking of guns, like, I don't see as that's a problem. It's really not. I mean, I have uh, I have a Daniel Defense AR, which I believe it's a 16-inch barrel. Um, fantastic gun, super accurate. I have a 9 millimeter version of a Chris, which is a SMG, which stands for submachine gun, even though it doesn't actually have the fun button on it. From what I've been told, it's more trouble than it's worth getting a hold of those, and you have to have so many different licensings for it. And I would have to legitimately be a gun dealer to own like a legitimate, like, fully automatic weapon platform that isn't like, I think you can own ones that are from 1986 and back, but you can't own anything forward from that unless you have a you're an FFL, you know. So you could have that kind of thing, but I have my 338. I have my SIG P 229, which is my everyday carry. That's the one that I carry with me. You know, under certain circumstances. It is important to note that I obey and follow every possible law, and I also take great pains to know what I'm doing with my firearms. I keep them in good condition, and I do spend time training with them. So I know what I'm doing with them, but I also know when I can and cannot have my firearms with me. Like, I know there's some people in the fandom that were like, I take my, I carry my firearm underneath my fursuit. I'm like, no, you can't carry at conventions. I'm sorry. That's not a place you can. Like, most convention spaces that I've been to have a no firearms policy. You cannot have them there. Like, that's not okay. I don't care what your reasoning is. You are breaking the rules and you're putting everyone else in danger. Please stop that. I don't care what your reasoning is. I don't, because it goes against the laws. It's that whole, like, better to ask forgiveness and permission. Like, yeah, but if you get caught, then gun laws become more strict and it hurts everybody else. Eternal Floof, is that a SIG in your belt, or you just have to see me? Oh, For the vast majority of everyone on planet Earth, it's a sig in my belt. Probably not happy to see you. See, Spork, what the hell are you gonna do with a gun inside your fursuit? Like, good luck getting that into getting that in any meaningful amount of time when needed. Yeah, pretty much. That's the problem. Eternal Floof. I didn't realize people carry under their fursuits. No, the vast majority of people would not or do not do that thing. It was only I was making reference to one individual that was just like saying that he didn't feel safe, and that's garbage. He's just being he's being stupid. Like, is just like, I don't feel safe at a fur convention. You serious, man? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Like most conventions, most big conventions have like legit police officers walking around at all times, armed guards walking around at all times. What are you afraid of? And like, it's all right. Like, don't worry so much about that. It's like, oh, the people, they're just, I've got crazy fans. Like, okay, cool. Like, get a restraining order. Like, don't carry your firearm underneath your fursuit. You're being stupid. Yeah. Basically what it was, from what I could understand of it, was it was less about his personal protection and it was more about him showing off and wanting to be cool. That's basically it. He was just showing off, wanting to be cool. And like, it was just dumb. He was just being dumb. The vast majority of people that do that kind of thing, that pull those kind of stunts, they are just being silly. They're being ridiculous. You don't need to do that. Like, I don't carry my gun everywhere with me because not everywhere is accepting of me carrying my gun. Like, I can't go into Whole Foods with a gun strapped to my hip because they have the proper signage out on the front of their door. In fact, they didn't have proper signage on one of their doors. I went in and told them how they could fix it for like 90 cents. I didn't bring my gun in and basically be like, well, you didn't have the sign there, so I guess I can bring it in. Like, no, I understood what they meant. I just knew that in technicalities, they weren't wholly and completely right. So I wanted to fix the problem, not, be technically correct and be an ass about it. Because like I knew what they wanted. I just knew that like if you are a private business or a public business or whatever, and you put you have to have a no firearms sticker at every entrance and exit, public entrance and exit. It doesn't include like fire exits and things like that. But like if you have sliding doors or something like that, you have to have it visible, like so that someone can see it. You know, and yeah, just like Spork said, it was clearly an oversight on their part. They didn't mean to, but it basically meant that even if they tried to throw me out, I could have sued them because they weren't following the rules. And I wasn't trying to be a dick. I was trying to help them. And if you approach it and basically be like, hey, can I speak to your manager about something? And, and I started talking to them about it. And the manager didn't necessarily like me at first because she thought I was trying to be a dick. And I was like, look, I know what you guys were going for. So I left my gun in the car because I knew what this was, but I still wanted to shop there. So, I still wanted to give them my business. So I just did the same rational thing, and just help them fix a problem instead of making it worse. But That's why it's so very important to me to know. I guess I'm very popular right now. Uh, it's so very important for me to know what the rules are and how best I can follow them, because I don't like the idea of you know I don't like the idea of breaking the rules when it comes to firearms, because it's not, these aren't toys. This isn't a game. Like there's lots of things that you can lose by that. I guess that's kind of the point. That's really the overarching point, is don't be a dick, especially when it comes to firearms, because they're very dangerous, and you need to understand them. And the reason a lot of people don't like guns as a whole is they're not educated. They're not raised around them, so they're seen as scary. And like, yeah, guns they're not terrifying, but they can hurt you or other people if you are not careful, because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to throw a bit of material at high speeds downrange accurately. And if you're in front of that bit of material, it could result in you being seriously injured or killed. So we might talk about guns on this, and we might talk about like a lot of that. We might talk about guns. We might talk about speaking your mind again. We might talk about winning a debate at any cost. I actually have a little book here. This little book I keep with me. It's not a Bible. It's just blank pages that I write in. And it's just little ideas and things that I've had, little thoughts, comments, or phrases that I've had. Just kind of thought up over time. And I just started doing this because of a panel I attended, and there's lots of things I'd like to cover. I would love to cover the concept of freedom of speech, not freedom from consequence. And yeah. But that has a lot of different video ideas that I will be using later, hopefully. And hopefully you guys will really enjoy it. But anyway, guys, we're pretty much at the end of my time for today, because I've got to start working on new videos and things for you guys. And like, as much as I like doing these kind of sit-down chats, we don't get huge numbers out of this. This really isn't to bolster the channel. This is for me to sit down and really have a conversation with you guys. And those of you that spend time and are consistent and always come back. The core group of my fan base, I guess we could call it. You guys are the ones that I end up caring what you guys think, because you guys are the ones who keep coming back time and time again. But anyway, let me quickly find this, because I hadn't memorized it, because that's what type of person that you're following. I'm not ever together at any moment in time. Let me pull up. Pull this up real quick here. Where is it? I know it was here. There we go. let's see. There's a quote I wanted to use. Yes, that's the one. That was one. That was really a brilliant one. But there's a brilliant little quote from Potato King that I wanted to use to end this on. But yes, after we're done with this, as soon as I shut the camera off, I'm literally going to have to get to work on the next video. So just so you guys know, this is pretty much, I'll probably be wearing the same shirt too. So you guys are basically getting a post-show talk, I guess, or some such garbage as that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your continued support and your kindness and your comments, everything that you guys write, everything you guys do for me. Like everything. It actually means a lot. And we are over, I want to say, like 1,100 subscribers, which is just crazy. It's just an insane number. It's I didn't think I would get to that point ever. So like I didn't think I would get over 1,000 to begin with. But regardless, it's absolutely insane. You guys keep coming back and you keep making this happen over and over again. And Ragabash, countdown to 10K. Remember what we said. So I will see you next year. I think it was the 22nd. Just you remember that you made that promise. And we'll sit down and we'll have we'll go to Cheesecake Factory again. There's a bet that Ragabash has that I'll get 10K by next year, and I don't know that that's going to happen. But if it does, then we have a conversation planned at that point. We'll just see how that goes. But anyway, guys, thank you so much again for your support and all the effort you guys put into helping the channel grow. Thank you for doing all that you do for me. Any of the fan art that you guys send me is amazing, and I always appreciate it. I just, again, I guess everything that you guys do means so much. Like it really does. Like I didn't think that I would get these kind of followers like you guys. You guys are crazy. But I guess just remember, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'd love to be able to be able to put my graphics up. But I don't have that. I just not yet. Maybe at some point I'll be able to like throw graphics up and things like that. We might start doing live streams on Twitch. There's an idea. Would you guys like to play games with me? Like on Twitch or something? Would that be something you guys would be interested in doing? I don't know what games. I'm not very good at games, but I can play them. But we might do that as well as another thing. Like, start doing Twitch streams because, I'm a whore. But anyway, if that's something you guys are interested, drinking chess is not something that we will do. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that stuff. Do just whatever it is that you're going to do. And, follow me on social media. Links or things in on my channel page. For Twitter, it is Switch404 or at Switch404. That's SWITCH 404. And the same for I think I think the same is for my Telegram chat. So if you want to hit me up on Telegram, you're welcome to do that. I do get kind of busy, so don't take it personally if I don't get back to you super soon. I do have real life obligations. But anyway, I guess it's time for some words to leave you with. Right, guys? Right. Doesn't matter if you want them or not, because I'm gonna read this one because I like this one a lot. This one is from Potato King because he gives me some really excellent lines from time to time. Remember, it's not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Hopefully, it will be something new and different that you guys really, really like. Because I'm going to try to put something together. So this one will probably release at a different time schedule. So you won't have to wait till next Saturday to see it, hopefully, if I can make everything work. All right, guys. Thank you again so much. Stuff. Okay, bye. Stuff.